You ever see your favorite actor stuck in a drama so bad you start questioning their choices? Yeah, same. These 8 K-drama stars have all the talent in the world, but the scripts keep letting them down. Let's talk about it. 8. Lee Jae-wook. Remember when everyone thought Lee Jae-wook was about to become the next big thing after Extraordinary You and Alchemy of Souls? Yeah, we're still kind of waiting for that moment to fully happen. After Extraordinary You, Do Soul Soul La La Soul, and Alchemy of Souls, it really felt like he was on the brink of superstardom, the kind of actor who could lead just about anything. But somewhere along the way, that momentum started to stall. And honestly, we have some of his projects to blame for that.
오빠 피아노 배울 건데 너도 같이 들을래?
Take Do Soul Soul La La Soul. On paper, it had everything a good rom-com needs. A quirky premise, lovable characters, and plenty of heart. But the inconsistent tone and bizarre finale twist left fans completely thrown off. Jae-wook's chemistry with Go-ara was there, but even his warmth couldn't save a script that didn't know what it wanted to be. Then came The Impossible Heir, which sounded like the perfect chance for him to finally lean into a darker, grittier space. Revenge, betrayal, high-stakes ambition. Instead, it landed with a thud. The pacing was uneven, the tension was paper-thin, and worst of all, it didn't give Jae-wook the material to really dig deep emotionally. You could see him trying to elevate the story, but the script just didn't give him enough to work with. And that's been the frustrating pattern. He keeps getting cast as the tortured, emotionally scarred lead, and while he's phenomenal at it, it's time for something new. The man has range, and it's about time a project let him prove it. Where's the confident, witty side we catch glimpses of in interviews? Or the sharp, unpredictable energy he brought to his Kill Bok-soon cameo? That brief but unforgettable moment of pure villain potential? Lee Jae-wook has everything: presence, talent, and quiet intensity. He just needs a project bold enough to match his potential. Because once he finds that script, his real breakout will finally begin. 7. Moon Ga-young. Moon Ga-young has everything it takes to be one of this generation's top-tier leading ladies. Range, charm, and that rare ability to make you feel every emotion through her eyes alone. But lately, she's been stuck in a frustrating cycle of underwhelming scripts that don't quite rise to her level.
네 키나 가져가. 또 몰래 넣어놓기만 해.
키만 주면 뭐해? 응? 바이크가 노래집 앞에 있는데.
After her breakout in True Beauty, everyone expected her to ride that momentum into complex, career-defining roles. But dramas like Link, Eat, Love, Kill, and The Interest of Love, while ambitious, never fully clicked. The pacing dragged, the storytelling wavered, and her characters felt boxed in by writing that didn't let her fully unleash her talent. Don't get me wrong, she still carried those dramas. Most of us kept watching purely because of her. She's got that rare mix of emotional depth and quiet magnetism that can save even a wobbly storyline. But let's be real, she's outgrown the safe, slightly bland love interests. What she needs now is a sharp, emotionally rich script that finally gives her the kind of role that turns heads and makes people say, okay, that's Moon Ga-young. We almost got a glimpse of what she could do in Tempted. The emotional complexity, the darker tone, but even that drama turned into a complete mess by the end. Moon Ga-young deserves a project with real depth. Something like a psychological romance, a mystery noir, or a mature melodrama that pushes her beyond the glossy, romance-driven image she's often typecast in. Imagine her in something with the emotional weight of IU's My Mister or the grit of Song Hye-kyo's The Glory. She's proven she can act. Now it's time for her to find a project that proves it all over again. Before we move on, quick shout out to today's sponsor, Migaku. I've been rewatching a ton of K-dramas lately, for research, of course, and after hearing Oppa 1,000 times, I figured it was time to fix my Korean pronunciation. That's where Migaku came in clutch. Migaku is perfect for anyone tired of boring textbooks or repetitive lessons that don't stick. Instead, you learn from what you actually love: K-dramas, K-pop, Netflix, even Disney+. It's a Chrome extension that connects directly to those platforms. So, while watching your favorite shows, you can click any word, see what it means, hear the native pronunciation, and turn it into a flashcard instantly. Plus, Migaku's AI system adapts to your level, tracks your progress, and keeps you consistent. And with one subscription, you get access to all languages. So, if you've ever dreamed of understanding your favorite dramas without subtitles, check out Migaku using the link below. There's a special offer just for my viewers. Now, back to the list, and to the actors who deserve scripts as good as their talent. 6. Lee Min-ho. Let's be honest, Lee Min-ho is already a global superstar. Any respectable K-drama fan knows that he's the real deal. But here's the thing, when was the last time we saw him in a drama that truly challenged him? It's been a while. Fans have been saying it for years now. Aside from Pachinko and his earlier hits like Boys Over Flowers and City Hunter, he still hasn't landed a drama with a script that lives up to his potential. From The King, Eternal Monarch to The Legend of the Blue Sea, his projects always sound massive on paper. Big budgets, A-list casts, stunning visuals, yet somehow the storytelling never quite hits the mark. And don't even get us started on When the Stars Gossip, which left many viewers wondering why an actor of his caliber keeps getting stuck in half-baked storylines.
당신밖에 안 보여 이제. 이브. 당신밖에 안 보여 이제.
Because Lee Min-ho isn't just a pretty face or a heartthrob, he's got range. He can pull off subtle emotion, quiet charisma, and that commanding screen presence few can match. We saw glimpses of it in Pachinko, where he leaned into a darker, more morally complex side.
날 잊을 수 있을 것 같아? 정말로?
Now imagine him fully diving into that, headlining a psychological thriller, crime noir, or even a dark revenge drama where he's constantly towing the line between hero and villain. He's got the presence to make something like Vincenzo or Reborn Rich feel even more intense, but with a darker, more emotionally raw edge. It's time for Lee Min-ho to stop playing it safe and take a role that pushes him to his limits. Because when he does, you can bet everyone will be watching. 5. Kim Young-dae. Kim Young-dae is one of those actors you just know is meant to be a star, tall, charming, and ridiculously magnetic.
나 베로나랑 사귀어. 그러니까 앞으로 입조심 제대로 드래.
After The Penthouse made him a household name, everyone thought he was heading straight for A-list territory. But lately, his projects haven't really captured that spark he showed early on. While dramas like Shooting Stars and The Forbidden Marriage had their moments, they didn't fully showcase what he's capable of. The writing often boxed him into the perfect boyfriend mold, polished, polite, and painfully predictable. And for someone who once showed such raw charisma and emotional complexity, that's a serious waste of potential. Because when Kim Young-dae is given depth, he delivers. He's got that subtle intensity, the kind that doesn't need big dialogue to leave an impression. You can see it in his eyes, in the pauses between his lines. And while his peers like Chu Young-woo and Lee Chae-min have already landed their big breakout moments, Kim Young-dae still feels like he's waiting for his. The talent is there. The screen presence is undeniable. He just needs that one bold, well-written role to finally shatter the mold and remind everyone why he was meant to be one of this generation's leading men. 4. Shin Se-kyung.
아니, 필요해요. 사람들이 본다고요. 신고당합니다. 신고 알죠? 그 경찰 출동, 경찰은 알죠?
Shin Se-kyung has been in the industry since she was a child, making her debut back in 1998. That's over 2 decades of experience. Yet somehow, she's still waiting for that one project to truly do her talent justice. She grew up in the same generation as Park Bo-young, Jung So-min, and Park Yoon-bin, actresses who've been collecting awards with bold, emotionally charged scripts. Meanwhile, Shin Se-kyung has often been stuck in projects that do the opposite, scripts that flatten her talent and make her seem less capable than she actually is. And that's frustrating, because when the writing does rise to her level, she absolutely delivers. The thing is, she's consistently good even when the writing isn't. From Six Flying Dragons to Run On and rookie historian Gu Hae-ryung, she always finds a way to bring heart and nuance into her characters. She's the kind of actress who would absolutely kill it in a psychological thriller or a noir-style drama. Something like Eve or The Glory, but even more restrained and haunting, with her subtle intensity and ability to express heartbreak with just a glance, she's overdue for a bold, emotionally heavy role that lets her finally unleash that full range she's been holding back. 3. Nam Joo-hyuk. Nam Joo-hyuk is one of those actors who's always this close to greatness. Ever since his breakout in weightlifting fairy Kim Bok-joo and his emotional turn in 25-21, fans have been waiting for that next career-defining project to push him to his full potential. But let's be real, some of his scripts just didn't give him that chance. Bride of the Water God was messy from the start, Startup had promise but fizzled into frustrating love triangle territory, and The School Nurse Files was, well, a little too weird to let him fully shine.
대체 여기서 뭘 했던 거야?
아, 가영이에요, 가영. 가영이가 허리가 좀 안 좋아서.
He's proven he can do heart-melting romance, but The Light in Your Eyes and 25-21 also showed that he's at his best when the story leans a little deeper, when he gets to explore grief, longing, and the complexity of growing up.
정이? 이런 게 정이다.
That's why Vigilante felt like such a refreshing turn. His darker, more action-driven side really came alive there. And honestly, that's the energy we need more of. At this point in his career, he doesn't need another soft boy romance. What he needs is a script that bites, something bold, mature, and layered that finally gives him the stage to show how much he's evolved. Do Seo Kang-joon. Seo Kang-joon is one of those actors who has it all: the looks, the charisma, and the acting chops to back it up. From Cheese in the Trap to Watcher and Entourage, he's proven he can do charming, funny, and even darkly intense. But his biggest hurdle? Picking the right scripts. Across fan discussion forums, Seo Kang-joon often gets singled out as an actor who's too talented for the projects he picks. Dramas like The Third Charm and When the Weather is Fine had potential but ultimately suffered from weak writing or execution, leaving viewers underwhelmed. Fans repeatedly say that despite his skill, he fumbles his selections, ending up in dramas that don't fully capitalize on his acting depth or star power. It's especially frustrating because when he does get the right material, like in Watcher, he absolutely nails it.
총 보내. 총 보내!
His performance there remains one of his best, subtle, intense, and psychologically gripping. People agree. He needs something edgier, a gritty thriller, revenge drama, or morally gray role where his quiet intensity can truly shine.
계속 보는데 너무 심하다. 역하다고, 니들.
His post-military comeback in Undercover High School reminded fans he's got range and wit, but to hit that A-list tier like Lee Jong-suk or Park Bo-gum, he needs that one knockout project, the kind that finally matches his talent. 1. Kim So-hyun. Kim So-hyun has been acting for over a decade, growing up in front of the camera alongside peers like Kim Yoo-jung, who's already deep into her daring A-list era. But while So-hyun remains one of the most talented actresses of her generation, graceful, grounded, and quietly magnetic, her recent projects haven't quite matched her potential. Since The Tale of Nok-do, dramas like My Lovely Liar and Serendipity's Embrace have left fans wanting more, not because of her performance, but because of the writing. The scripts often play it safe, boxing her into the same soft romantic roles she's long since outgrown. Her youthful image, once an asset, now seems to limit the kinds of characters she's offered, when she's clearly capable of so much more. That's why Good Boy might finally be her turning point. Here, she plays Ji-han Na, a former Olympic gold medalist turned cop. Strong, vulnerable, and emotionally complex. The role blends action and depth, giving her the space to show grit, heartbreak, and quiet strength all at once. Critics are already noting how Good Boy lets her tap back into the intensity that made her early performances unforgettable. It feels like the kind of project that could redefine her, not as the sweet, steady lead we've always known, but as a mature, commanding actress ready for her next era. So, what do you think? Did I miss anyone who seriously deserves way better scripts? Or maybe there's an actor you think is unfairly catching flack for bad writing? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious to see who you'll defend or call out. And if you want to see which pairings might finally give these stars their redemption arc, click on this video to check out the most anticipated K-drama pairings of 2026, trust me. You'll want to see who's teaming up next.